It's kind of wild when you think about it. How did one single programming language, one named after a British comedy troupe of all things, somehow end up running, well, basically the entire tech world? Seriously, from your Netflix queue to the craziest AI stuff you see online, Python is just everywhere. So let's get into it and figure out exactly how that happened. And yeah, that's the multi-billion-dollar question, right? I mean, you've got hundreds of programming languages out there, all fighting for the spotlight. So how in the world did this one language just climb all the way to the top? Well, we're about to pull back the curtain and look at the secret recipe behind its incredible rise.
Okay, so before we dive into why it's so dominant, let's just take a quick second to make sure we're all on the same page about what Python even is.
So you see this term, high level. All that really means is that it's written in a way that's much closer to English than it is to the ones and zeros that a computer actually understands. And this isn't just a small detail for convenience, okay? This was a huge design choice, and it has massive implications for how fast developers can work together. It's actually a super important piece of this puzzle. And boom, this right here shows you exactly what I'm talking about. Just look at this. On the left, you've got Python, one single simple line of code. Then on the right, you've got Java, and it takes all of this ceremony, just to do the exact same thing. This isn't a small thing, folks. This crazy focus on making things simple, this is the first huge clue to understanding Python's success.
All right, so now we know that it is, but what's the secret sauce? What really made it take off? Well, it turns out it wasn't just one magic bullet. It was actually a perfect storm created by three key ingredients coming together at just the right time.
Ingredient number one is that radical readability we just saw. Because the code is so clean and almost reads like English, new developers can pick it up incredibly fast. But maybe even more important, it means huge teams can work together on these massive, complicated projects and not get totally lost in each other's code. It was practically designed for teamwork. Second up, Python is just unbelievably versatile. Seriously, it's the Swiss Army knife of the coding world. You want to build a website? Yep. You want to analyze a mountain of data? For sure. You want to automate some boring, repetitive task at work? It's perfect for that. Or you want to build the next big thing in AI? Python's your language. It's like one tool that can do almost any job you throw at it. And the third, and maybe most crucial ingredient, is the community. We're talking millions of developers all over the world who are constantly building and, get this, sharing free tools and code snippets called libraries. What this means is, if you run into a problem, odds are someone out there has already solved it and put the solution online for you to use for free. It's like having this giant global army of helpers ready to go. So what happens when you mix that radical readability, the Swiss Army knife versatility, and that massive global community all together? Well, you get a chart that looks a lot like this one. Now, the exact numbers might shift around a little bit year to year, but the story stays the same. Python isn't just popular. It has completely pulled away from the competition. This isn't just a trend anymore. This is pure dominance. And look, this whole dominance thing isn't just some abstract idea for programmers to talk about. It has a direct impact on you. It's powering the technology that you use every single day, probably without you even noticing it. You know when Netflix suggests that new show you end up loving? That's Python in the background, analyzing what you watch. When you're just mindlessly scrolling through your Instagram feed, yep, Python is working behind the scenes to pull all that content together. And what about Spotify's Discover Weekly playlist that just seems to know you? You guessed it, that's all powered by Python's incredible knack for data analysis. And if you look at where Python is being used, this chart tells a really interesting story. Sure, it's used everywhere, but its total absolute dominance in data science and AI, that is the real headline here. This isn't just one more thing it can do. This is the engine driving its growth today. Think about it. Every single industry is scrambling to figure out data and AI, and the first tool they all reach for is Python. That pretty much makes it the essential language for the future. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground here, but it really all boils down to just a few key ideas that explain why Python is the king of the hill right now. So here it is, the winning formula. First, it's easy to read and easy to write. Second, it's one language that can do a ton of different jobs. And third, it's powered by people, that massive global community.
It's that magic combination of simplicity, flexibility, and community that sealed the deal and put Python right on top.
You know, this story of Python really proves that sometimes simplicity and a strong community can beat raw complexity hands down. But here's the thing about technology. No king rules forever. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. Python is ruling the tech world today, but what's going to rule it tomorrow?